It is the hottest ticket in town. It is, of course, CSGO on a Saturday, the Gfinity Elite Series Week 6. Our second matchup was Prophecy taking on Envyus, and pride was at stake. And unfortunately, Envyus were triumphant. I say unfortunately, I have gentlemen joining me right now in the shape of Neil M, and I have your main man Zed, who are very ecstatic about the fact they got a 16-12 win there. There's a slight, I'm going to pass you the mic. You've got to share them. Budget cuts. Neil M, let's talk about this. You had to deliver. You did. So simple as that. Notch up that win. And I heard you shout at the end, yes! A win!
He will come back.
He's going to come back.
I mean, we had a lot of expectation going into this season, and it just feels like we always just let it slip the whole season. I mean, even George could agree. Like when it was 11-9, I thought, here we go again. We're going to lose to people that we should never lose to. I mean, in my opinion, we're a lot better team than them. Like, we were really confident winning this, but yeah, I mean, just thank God we won. Yeah,
I mean, I've been saying, I believe the Neil M hype, and that is what you are, the best hype man around. In terms of, like, I chat to you backstage, and I go, what's happening today? And you go, win, easy, here it comes. Yeah. In a respectful way, but that's because you back your boys. Why has it not clicked at times?
Oh, our communication is our biggest problem. We've struggled a lot. Like, all these games have been close except for XL. I mean, it was 11-all against Epsilon, 11-all against Method, and 9-7 up against Endpoint, and we haven't won one of them games. And if we would have won one of them games out of the three, we'd be in contention for playoffs. That's how best of one just goes. I mean, you've got to be on the ball from the start. I said it from the start of the season. But yeah, we've just kind of screwed. But we're not out of it 100% yet. I mean, hopefully, whoever's playing Method, don't even know who's playing them. Who's playing them?
Reason.
Reason. If Reason win and Method don't get a point, we're still
in it. Still in it.
Believe it. Keep believing to the end, mate. You never know.
I believe. You believe. I believe. We'll believe
it every week, mate.
Believe. Listen. Let's have a look at some of the best action from today and talk us through it. Neil, and we'll pass it to Zed. Welcome to the party. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Talk us through everything that was happening. I mean, Fry.
That pistol round right there, I don't know how we got 2 kills, because they were coming through connector and up middle as well, so I was like so surprised that you got them 2 kills. That was like a massive round for us.
I felt like Fry just ran the action on TT side.
He
was
did.
just flashing men everywhere, he would just kill someone.
Even on T side, we was getting him down drop a lot, just because whenever he goes down drop, he always seems to get at least 1 kill.
Like, even Link in the second half had so many big kills. Like, Link had so many big kills in the second half. He was basically kind of the lurker at A, trying to get control, and he done really well doing that, to be honest. Like, it's only his second game with us, and he's a very, very good player. He's got a lot to come and a lot of potential out of him as well. But
he got that hat trick in the last round, actually,
nice
to win it. But Zed, talking through the strategy, what did you notice from Prophecy today, or what was the lack of?
Well, when we was on T side, I think we went 5-0 down, and it was 11-9. So we took a tactical pause, and I think we was just being a bit too obvious at the first gun round, and on our pistols, or they kind of anti-stratted us. So I think they kind of knew what we were going to do. So we took that pause and just kind of relaxed and just said, oh, we need to kind of fake a bit more. So we sent me, Link, and also Dancy's towards A. Then once we started doing that and then going back towards B, I think that's what really kind of thrown them off a bit, and they didn't really know what we were doing at that point. And I think that's kind of what made us win the game, really. Yeah.
Now I've been told that we can show Fry stats. We'll get to yours at some point, I'm sure, Zed. But I mean, you've got to.
Don't worry about it.
No, I know, but but when you can easily relax behind a player that's having such a great day like Fry today.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's our star player, and when he's on form, he's probably one of the best players in the UK, probably the best at certain points. And over this season as well, he's improved so much, so his communication has got a lot better, and that's one of the things that before coming into the team, like some people said, oh, his communication isn't great, but he's an amazing player. But I think he's probably one of the best players in the UK. And
I'm not being disrespectful here, 17.55, that's filthy. And then you've got an ADR, 120.10, that's filthier.
It's probably
35 kills.
It's probably the best performance out of a player at Gfinity the whole 2 seasons. Where last season against Prophecy was up there. So he seems to just play well against Prophecy. He was insane against him last season. Like, he had 52 for like 27 in 2 maps last season, and again, he's just pulled that out of the bag, and hats off to him. He's just an amazing talent. It's great to be around him.
Well, listen, gentlemen, congratulations. Essay, I know we'll talk more about it in a bit, but right now, Lottie is with Zek. How's he feeling right now?
Well, Zek, you heard Tom. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling kind of exhausted, to be honest. It was really close game versus Team Envyus, but we weren't prepared at all because we were playing like pub, like, you know, we were playing like a mix, just go there, try to make a pick, make things go in our way, but eventually it didn't work because they were more prepared than us on this particular map.
More prepared because, I mean, we haven't had Rocking this week. We've got a replacement. Has that thrown you guys off a little bit, off your game plan?
It threw us a lot because we were playing our game. We were playing like a mix, you know. So, yeah, that hit us hard.
Really, really hard. But how has Karma done, though, in replacement? Was he a good fit to the team anyway?
Oh, he was playing really good, actually. I'm satisfied how he played. I think maybe we can take him for the next match also.
Awesome. And how has this week been in terms of practice, in terms of knowing what you guys need to do? What have you guys been up to?
Well, it's not really great. The atmosphere is really bad right now because currently we're out of the playoffs. So nobody has any motivation. So that's really hits us hard again. So I don't know. Maybe we will stick up together. Maybe we will depart. Who knows?
Who knows? It's a mystery, but I'm waiting to see what happens next week, though, Zach. I will. Tom, it's back to you.
Thank you very much. It is indeed a mystery. Listen, Game 3 of this autumnal Saturday here in London pitches two teams together with contrasting fortunes. The Gaelic flair of Envy, the Gaelic, sorry, I do apologise, I was thinking Irish of the XL boys, is once again lighting up the arena after poor performances mid-season, saw them facing the unthinkable failure to make it to the playoffs. That, of course, is Envy. On the flip side, their opponents, XL, have paid the price for inconsistent performances and can now only look back on what might have been. Most people will only see this going one way, but British sides have been the downfall of VKill and his French Legion all season long. It couldn't happen again, could it? Could it, gentlemen? Could it possibly happen again?
I'm not qualified to say.
OK, fair enough. You're not qualified. Why do we have him here every single week, SEO? What do you reckon?
Noise. He covers a good amount.
Oh, OK. Like, you've answered the question of why is Herald here. OK, fair enough.
Well, they keep asking, I keep coming. I'm not sure why.
And I will say this on the basis of the boys getting ready for the picks right now.
Laza,
the return of Ross, the coach. He was away last weekend, and they did sort of suffer because of that. And VKill and Lambert there. What will Envy be trying to do? Avoid Cobble?
They've got very similar map pools, honestly. They both play Inferno quite a bit. They both did play Mirage a bit with first season. I feel like it'll be. If I had to choose right now, two teams that could potentially play Nuke from the start of the season, French teams tend to play it quite often. XL did play it in first season. So this is potentially a match where you could see it. I don't see Cobble going through. It should be XL's next week after Train, I suspect.
Yeah, they're losing to Method and to Infused on Cobble. They will definitely be looking to avoid it, but it's still in the mix though. They're trying to get rid of the map. It's gone.
Themselves.
Excuse me, I hadn't even put the full stop on that sentence.
And the Nuke pick.
Wowzers.
Forecasters, and I'd like to personally apologise to Keita and Roma for the trouble they're going to have to go through on this one. The observers.
OK, great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for specifying that. And why is that? Why do you say that? It's
just, it's an incredibly difficult map to observe because, of course, if you think about it, you've got two levels on there. Bing, bosh, bash, boom. All right, and the map differentiates in no way. If you're a player, it differentiates because it gives you a little upside-down T to indicate that they're below you. But if you're not playing, you don't have a clue. So the observers find it very, very difficult. OK, two levels to this map, but I tell you what, this is going to be a top-tier game. I can guarantee it. I've seen them warming up, these guys. It is going to be epic. It is just around the corner. And when I say just around the corner, I mean literally moments away. Have a break, go get some snacks, and then come back, and then we'll have all the action of match 3 of week 6. Welcome back to the Gfinity Arena. This is the standings of the CSGO section of the Elite Series. If you're unfamiliar, there is also Street Fighter and Rocket League, but it's all about CSGO on a Saturday night. Endpoint at the top, they are guaranteed that playoff spot. You've also got Epsilon there, Reason Gaming, Method, and it's all a little bit of a fight to see who lands in those top 4 places, because after that, after week 7, if you're not in the top 4, you will not be going through
to the playoffs. So, gentlemen, let's have a look at that Envy lineup. Those French gentlemen, the boys in blue, they have been, sometimes have been brilliant, sometimes disappointing. How have you found them this season?
It's been a mixture of emotions, really. Like, we expected them to come in being one of the favourites. Last season, 13-1 in the regular season, slipped up in the playoffs, kept the same lineup. So overall, you're thinking they can do something similar again and kind of dominate the regular season and potentially go further this time in the playoffs. We've not really seen them dominate the regular season like we did last season. It was completely different. They've lost to UK sides this time. They've only got the 2 wins so far. It's very disappointing overall. Like, it's just not what we expected.
But they've come back into a bit of form at the moment. They had 1 week where they was absolutely butchered side. They didn't know who was subbing. They didn't even have the same kit. But that's what happens with injuries and when people are away. But that is the lineup that is going to be performing today. Jax, we know, played very well in week 5. We're still waiting to see Hadji at his best. V kills there, Lambert and Peskill. How have you found them, Harold?
Well, I think lackluster would sum it up. Obviously, recently we've seen a bit more effort coming out from them and perhaps a upward trend. But it hasn't been the greatest season for them so far, and that has to play on their minds. Now, going up against the UK team, XL, bottom of the leaderboard currently, granted, apart from Prophecy, they're under pressure, for sure, on the side of XL. Maybe Envyus can play on that. If they win this, I believe they would be above Epsilon.
No,
points.
they face Epsilon next week. So if Envy were to win, they would then go against Epsilon next week, and the winner would be qualified for the playoffs.
Right.
Due to the head-to-head situation, which is kind of scary if you're Epsilon, because obviously this means you'll be rooting for XL here. Yeah. So it's quite a big game just to shape up the situation right now.
Now, they have lost to 2 British teams so far. Now they're taking on a British and Irish team. Let's not forget that, with XL. So will the Irish link be the difference, or will they lose again? It's yet to see. But you know that I try and be as impartial as I possibly can. Hanging out with Windansky after the match last week, watching a bit of UFC, got chatting about it. They've been very disappointed. They haven't got the wins when they feel like they should have taken the rounds and got the win.
Yeah, I suppose you have to make it back some way after predicting they'd lose last week. Yeah. You have to make it back some way.
Yeah, I had to buy pizza as well. But anyway, let's not dwell on it for too long. Still owe him $250 for that, but it doesn't matter.
You see, the problem is, they ended last season on a real high. And I just don't think they put enough work in between the seasons. We've seen a massive drop-off. I wonder whether they took a bit of a break. Now, we know that they had a bit of a boot camp going on, but I don't think they've put enough work in going into this season, because it just feels like it's a bit lackluster. You know, you remember at the end of last season, you know, you saw tweets saying Jacob was playing the most CS he's ever played. You know, Boaster was playing really, really well. We just haven't seen the same performances this season, and whether that's down to hard work or they're just not gelling as well, it's hard to know.
It is indeed. Now, you make a good point about them being a little bit inconsistent. One thing is definitely consistent, the same lineup. Doesn't change at all. There's only 1 week where Windansky, and I think that was in season 1, was away, and Mole came in. But taking on board that, Envy haven't made changes either, so they've got the same lineup. Am I right in thinking that they're the only 2 sides who haven't really made changes this season?
Yeah. All the other sides have made at least 1 change. So it's quite an interesting thing, really. But neither team who kept the same lineup are in the playoffs right now. Yeah. Which you wouldn't typically you'd want to say that they'd both be up there because they've got the extended chemistry, they've played longer, but clearly maybe some changes are possibly needed.
I mean, 1 week, Boaster wasn't using these utilities when he should have been. There was communication problems. They all speak the same language. I mean, it just hasn't worked out for them this season, but they can get a scalp here against Envy, and that will give them definitely a bit of confidence, and then could be the end of the power of the French powerhouses when they've been losing to British sides.
Well, ironically, it leaves them in a very similar position to the end of last season, where their fate, unfortunately, isn't really in their hands. Of course, they have to win every game, that's a no-brainer. But to qualify for the playoffs, it actually comes down to the other teams, whether they're going to win or lose, to see if they're going to be in the playoffs at all. So they can't rely on themselves now.
Now, I don't want to speculate. I hate speculating, but, you know, the world of CSGO, the community know that you don't get results. Someone's going to get kicked at some point. That's just the nature of the beast. Is this XL team going to stick together? They know what's capable on the bench, like players like Cinder are waiting there in the wings. What do you reckon? To speculate a little bit.
I feel like they're quite a tightly knitted team. Like, overall, they seem quite content. Obviously, the results are doing against them now, and they're kind of feeling a bit discouraged, like a bit unconfident, that sort of thing. That happens, obviously. It's just a case of whether they want to actually fight against this, or if they feel like a change is needed. Like, sometimes you feel like a change is the short-term, quick option. We'll just be like, yeah, we'll change someone. It brings fresh air. Suddenly things change. Everything's fresh. it feels kind of good. But you miss out on like having all these maps down. You've got all this previous chemistry, setups, all this stuff goes out the window, technically. So,
would you back them? I mean, one word. Are you going to go for Envy or Excel?
Envy.
Envy is SEO's call. What's your call, sir?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Excel.
Okay, there you go. One for Envy, one for Excel. Do you know what? I was going to walk, but I can't be bothered. Jackie, Snods, just can't be. You know, you get to that stage of the day, halfway through, into match 3.
No,
I want to know.
Keep
You can hear Excel getting excited. What do you reckon for this? Predictions, gentlemen?
Ooh. Predictions? I don't know, man.
Oh, God,
it's a bit of a mixed bag, really, isn't it? What do you reckon?
Envyus wins 16-10.
All right.
16-11.
Yeah, you're confident. You've got no faith in Boaster.
What can I say, mate? What can I say?
Just hating, didn't you? Admit it.
Maybe it's true. No, I'm joking.
Out him.
I'm joking.
Out him. No, don't do that.
It's all gone wrong. We're going to have to start tying you up and stone you now. That's the only
Jackie,
way.
what do you reckon for this? Jackie?
I didn't know.
Jackie, what do you reckon for this?
Mate,
yeah, what's yours
know,
then?
It's a bit of a hard one, as I said, but if I've got to delve into the bag and pull out a funky treat, I pull out the Excel treat, I give it a nibble, I go, oh, it's not very tasty, I put it back, and I get out the Envy treat and go, I'll have that one.
Well, listen, gentlemen, enjoy it, because I tell you what, you haven't been around, you come back, we've had 2 maps of nuke. Enjoy this second one.
I know. What have we done? We brought the weather with us, apparently. But instead of the rain, it's nukes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, it's gonna be nuke, as you said before. Yeah. So, Envyus versus Excel. It's very intense music right now, isn't it? Whew.
Yeah, really got you into the mood. So obviously, Excel going to be hoping to come in here and try and achieve something, right? Obviously, they were a team that did a lot of damage over in Season 1. The only UK side that made it out of the groups. Can they do it again?
Exactly. Wow. After how this season's gone, probably, you know, light chance of that. They're still 1-4. They've only won 1 matchup, lost 4. And actually, in Season 1, we only saw Nuke be played once, and that one time was actually Excel versus Method when they had the upset win versus Method there and then. Well, I say upset win. At that point, it was, right? That was back when Method was deemed the by far best UK team here and in general. But ever since then, it's all changed up.
Yes, exactly. As we jump into the action, and let's see how this one will go down, obviously, towards ramp. Initial contact is going to be spotted out by Windansky, who is forced to fall back immediately as he backpedals into a more advantageous angle, trying to find the frags, but really struggling. Goes down to Petty Skull. It's not a nice way to go.
5 versus 4 now as the bomb is going down towards the speed bomb site. There's a kit, though, onto Jacob as a smoke as well to try to shroud himself if they want to go for the defuse. As a 2-man retake comes in now towards ramp.
Push coming back round as they will slip down ramp here and try and retake this as the taps are coming through. Connor finds the headshot on VKL. Boaster as well, attempting to hammer down, but they can't quite do it. They have tagged them up at least. Luzzer comes through as well from the sidelines. Luzzer gets one before he's executed, but Boaster finds that headshot. Jacob as well with a peekaboo play as he slams down, finds the frag on Petty Skull, and they will get the defuse. They find the opening pistol here on Nuke.
So, Excel going to claim the first pistol round. A very good retake coming out from Excel. They land the frags, they land the headshots. And it will go 1-0. This is the thing as well, right, Jack? Best of ones. These pistols are so crucial going forward. You have to win versus the Ecos, win versus the Force Spies, have clean rounds as well, stack up your cash going forward. And the thing as well to add to that as well is Excel is a very momentum-based team. Boaster himself is an individual hype man. He could be the coach and he could be one of the players as well in terms of the amount of hype he brings to the roster.
He's loud.
Exactly, I'm proud as well. So, round number 2 is going to be the Force Spy coming out from Envyus. Obviously, the bomb not going down, which means... Actually, the bomb was planted, sorry. So they have extra cash to invest into this one. Haji, of course, into his notorious Mac-10 buy. There will be good utility as well across the board. They can line up an execution towards the upper sides. They will throw monies out towards Mustang onto Bahar.
Yeah, obviously use the Skyline smokes and Molotovs to give yourself an upper hand when you go for the site push, but not when Boaster and Windansky are there. The UMP prowess comes through dominantly as they shut them down and losing one man. That is Windansky that has fallen to the side of Envy. Lambert, though, in the elevated position as he will tiptoe his way back round. Could try and strike stealthily here with such bliss if he actually does get into this aggressive angle against Connor.
2 versus 4. Lambert gets the drop on one of the players. Unfortunately, actually, Luz's low as well. Peniskel and Lambert only onto about 5, 10 HP apiece, so eventually will be taken down. Then again, economic damage has been dealt by Envyus, but you know, does it warrant a force buy at that, as now it's going to be Petisco last alive. Smoke, CZ, Kevlar, but only 5 HP.
Yeah, this is a big round from them, though. They did actually bring it back to a very horrible situation.
Oh, he's blue screened.
He's lost it all. Windansky's gone down.
So, obviously now that his headset is off, not much we can speak about.
Yes. But good round there, nevertheless. Obviously, more so for Envyus, actually doing a ton of damage towards the end. Great pistol plays coming through.
Problem is, though, is it really enough damage when you have actually forced into it as well? Now we're going to be seeing a round from Excel. They're against a full eco buy. Well, complete opposite of that. A full eco where there is no buy coming out from Envyus. They can have 4 or 5 stay alive, but of their economy going forward. And this is the round now where they have to put their foot down and be dominant.
Yeah, I need to come back into it, obviously, for XL as well. There'll be a few moments out whilst the issue is sorted, and they'll be diving straight back into the action to continue this one. They had a great start. You find yourself taking that pistol round, being able to lock it down. Obviously, more so for them as well. They need to have a really strong half here. You've got that CT half. Don't let it slip.
Precisely. So we still are waiting for the blue screen from Windansky to be fixed. And going forward as well, as it will be the eco, let's have a, a ponder. Hypothesize. Oh god, that's a hard word to say on the point. Hypothesize. I can't say it, mate. You say it for me.
I don't want to risk it.
Try it. Go on, try it.
You scared me with
go on, try it.
Verbal words.
Go on.
What? Hypothesize.
There you go. Hypothesize. There you go. Just had someone say it for me. Think about what they can do. Obviously, we saw the game earlier. Endpoint versus Epsilon.
We don't know what it was, but we're going to
where we saw constant smokes towards outside the wall of smokes, where the T started getting down towards lower steps, in towards the B bomb site, the force rotations from the A site players down vents, and then suddenly it all becomes a bit mismatched in terms of where the CT players are lurking. Still, obviously, we haven't really been seen too much. It's quite hard to delve into this one.
Yeah, obviously a very small benchmark to actually comment on, as we only saw 2 rounds really been played out so far before we continue on with this one. More so for things we can say about that, though. Excel, in history, we have always known as have incredibly weak CT halves.
I was going to bring that one up as well, as my next point being that, if you remember to Season 1, as always, how many CT rounds can Excel get? Is it enough of a buffer? We know that Jacob's great at calling on those T-sides. We've seen a revitalized Lazza where he doesn't always go for the investment into the AWP. He's a very good AK player as well.
Yep.
And up like Nuka as well, it's very hard to get effectiveness and opening picks and whatnot with the AWP towards outside, obviously. So, we are still obviously waiting for the issues to be fixed. I believe they are swapping out the PC as well, just to make sure that same issue cannot happen again. You don't want to take that risk.
Yeah, man. Obviously, it's a good strategy there.
Yeah, man.
That's how I always do my strategies.
Nice. Had a good day so far?
Yeah, it's been all right. Obviously, a few good games of CS so far before we get back in. This is the thing, right? For XL as well, confidence-wise, it's just going to be more so how they can actually keep their heads in the game. Because they are a team that they let themselves go a little bit too early sometimes. They can get sort of wrapped up. They can get overly invested. You can see frustration come through quite easily with them as well. So it just depends. Right now, you've got a good opener. All the things are starting to look up for you. Just come back in strong off the back of this pause, reset, ignore it, play refreshed, and just pick up those wins.
We know how much that Excel invest into this game. Obviously, they had the...
big spenders.
I believe it was, what, the 1 week boot camp at Windansky's household up in Ireland. These are, in terms of the whole Elite Series, alongside of Endpoint and whatnot, this might be the hardest working team.
Yeah, obviously they put a lot of grind in. We've seen that before. Always consistently boot camping. They do get mashups that they are always playing. A lot of investment in terms of their practice time as well. They always do try and work on things and remedy issues and see what they actually can change towards. We saw that more so as you sort of touched on with the light role change that happened with Lazza.
Well, he's still AWPs. He's still CT side primarily AWPs. The thing is, on the T side now, they're not so heavily focused on investing into the AWP after right. Yeah, exactly. Especially when you have a player like Lazza as well, very explosive with the AK.
I think Lazza's actually better with a rifle, straight up.
CT side, I wouldn't agree. I think he's great with the AWP on the CT side, and obviously on the AK, his individual skill is so high, he can really get so much flexibility, so many openings. He's very versatile with that weapon.
Can be very effective. Obviously, a good player to have in that scenario to try and utilize quite effectively to find those small crevices and cracks to actually open up rounds.
So, Windansky, I believe he is getting back into this one as we are going to be throwing over to an interview with Lottie with, I believe that is the mightiest of them all, Mighty Max.
He certainly is the mightiest of them all. Mighty Max, we have a bit of a problem here, but we're going to get through it together. So what do we think of this current matchup? XL versus Team Envy. XL haven't been performing their best this season, so what can we expect from this game?
I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's too close to tell, really. I know they've played each other before on this map. I think Envy edged them out in that one a fair bit, but I think XL would have done their homework, so...
Okay. And what do we think of Nuke? It's the second time you've seen it today, which is quite unusual. What do you think of the map Nuke as a whole?
I'm kind of a fan of it. It's something that's a bit different to the other maps. It's better for the more structured teams, which I know XL, they like to play structures on the T sides, so do Envy. So I think in that regard, it's going to be a close game.
Okay, and as a winning man of today yourself, do you have any advice for either of these teams in how to take this win?
I don't think I'm wanting to give out advice for this map because we did just play it on a whim. So
okay, no advice from Mighty Max here. And prediction time, predictions from you, Mighty Max. Who's going to win and what will the score be?
I think it's going to be a 16-14 to Envy.
16-14 to Envy, boys. So that's it from me and Mighty Max. Back over to you, boys, on the casting desk.
Oh, thank you very much. Max there, looking beautiful as ever. Obviously, a spectacular human being.
He is indeed. Great guy, great player, and all-round great.
He's just great.
Yeah,
lovely.
just great.
Every time I see Mighty Max, my eyes light up. I'm happy. Fills me with joy.
What else fills you with joy, mate? Anything from Envyus?
Not right now. It's been a bit weak from them. Bit of a slow display so far. But it has only been 2 rounds, Nods.
It has only been 2 rounds.
You know what they say? Don't judge a game of CS off of 2 rounds.
Exactly. I mean, I've heard that plenty of times.
Yeah, it's an old proverb.
Indeed it is. It dates back to Source.
Well, yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll let that one slide.
We will indeed. Anyway, moving swiftly on. As Max said there as well, both of these sides like to play more structured on their T side. And that is great for a team, of course, like Excel and, of course, Envyus as well. They want to have set strats from the get-go. In freeze time, cool. We're going to go for water smokes towards our side. We're going to be ending towards the B-bomb side. We're going to be going for a fast A main split, very fast upper rush. But let's see how it pays off so far.
Yeah, as we are going to be back into the action now. Let's continue on with this. Envy going up against Team XL. So far, XL have been able to secure themselves a bit of a lead. Obviously, they found the opening pistol round win. They then continued on to get the next round.
Just a tease, Jack, because actually, it will be set to another pause as well. But we are ready to go very swiftly on shortly. Speaking of a map like Nuke as well, what are your thoughts on it? Obviously, he asked, Lottie asked Mighty Max's thoughts on the map. What about yourself? You a fan or not?
I was a big fan of Nuke back in Source. I think it was a better map back then. Obviously, I feel like it's never really lived up to the hype.
Map back then, what was different?
It's just a bit bigger, I think. From what
I just size remember it being nice. For your maps?
Oh yeah, obviously. You got to have a big map. Can't be going in with one of those small maps.
Precisely.
I don't know what you're about, but not for me.
No, I agree. I completely agree. Completely agree. There you go, Valve. Make it bigger.
Yeah. As this pause still continues before we get back into the action here, obviously, on Nuke. We'll be excited to see what they can now do, though, on that T side when they do actually have weapons.
There we
basically get this one out of the way once again, though, for the side of Envyus. They don't really have too much, but then when they actually do get the buys out, this is where it will get real. Actually taking out side control, though, so they are feeling their individual strengths right now.
Play coming towards outside. Windansky trying to see if he can run off a few shots through the smoke. But unfortunately, won't connect anything so far. It's going to be 2-0, as of course. A lengthy pause to build up to just an anti-eco.
Yeah, Boaster here with the MP9, though. Ooh, gets spooked. He's scared.
Terrified. As he's trying to find his vlogging camera. Let's see if he can get this one under film.
Oh, he's going to peek out. Luckily, he's got some nice socks on, though, so he can get away.
Exactly. Windansky already rotating down vents. It's going to be the bomb as well towards B. But it's going taken out by Lazar towards outside. It's crucial as well. They're finding kills on the SMGs onto the AWPer.
Yeah, this is looking good so far as the frags are actually coming back through now as Connor will deal damage with that famous Windansky. Going to make his play back through vents. There is the tank coming through towards Jax as well, as he's incredibly known now. Jacob actually going to be able to find that frag on towards Lambert. There's the MP9 frag on Hadji. Everyone has had a kill apart from Windansky thus far. It could be the team ace if he gets this frag, but Boaster will double up.
He will indeed. Question now for Excel. You have 2 MP9s to work with, these 2 SMGs. You try to bring them forward into this round. You go for a double push towards ramp with the submachine guns, get them close in close range quarters. Or do you disregard them, invest into rifles, invest into the AWP onto Lazar? But of course, you could be spending your money too swiftly. as it's going to be the first buy on match number 3. Excel, they need this win if they want any chance of making it to the playoffs, and the same can exactly be said for Envyus. I believe, as you said on the desk as well, if Envy win this one, then it comes down to the head-to-head versus Epsilon.
Not a great spot to be in for either of these two sides, really. They want to try and negate that and get themselves into a great spot off their own backs. As the push is coming through, Luz are unable to detect anyone. Luckily, Boast is in a very good angle, but the thing is, he's only got this MP9. He might get 1 or 2, but he shouldn't get any more than that. We'll get the first frag. Goes down as Jax trades it back as they now have control towards Secret, and they work their way through down back steps.
4 versus 4 now. Wendansky down vent. Is this a fast enough rotation? Oh, actually, I don't think Lambert saw him. Wendansky, if he can get a well-timed push here, could be devastating for Envyus.
Oh, Pettyscale unable to connect those shots there as well. So even though he was dubious of his location, Pettyscale with a trade back, Jax is low. Wendansky just needs to play his timing right. They will know of his location now. He's popped vents though, but he's trying to toy with them as much as he physically can.
3 versus 3. VKL currently walking into an empty bomb site. Will get the drop down onto Wendansky. 3 versus 2 now, and the fight for B begins.
The battle for that B-bomb site. Let's see how it is actually going to go as they push their way out. Luzza and Connor are there. Luzza just waiting to try and go for the flick, but they rotate back through. It is actually going to be the play on A. So there is no success here for XL just yet.
Great mid-round call there. As soon as they find the frag onto Wendansky, they're expecting both of those players to stay hunkered down towards ramp, and they do just that. Connor and Luzza now in the 2 versus 3.
Oh, Connor gets domed by Jax as well, but there's a trade back from Luzza with a P250 as he finds that frag. Luzza going to be switching out to the AK as he finds that headshot on towards VKL. That is just beautiful stuff as he pushes in, but unfortunately Pettyscale had the better angle and will take him down as he taps off a single round.
Luzza that is giving you a glimpse as to why he's now donning the rifle on the T side a lot more. Incredible high potential in terms of raw talent, raw skill. Anyway, they're round number 5, 3-1. Envyus there. A very slow pace round. They allowed VKL to work his magic towards A main. He came down at the drop down behind Wendansky. And then as soon as they found the entry towards the B bomb site, Excel, obviously expecting it to still come towards B. Very smart time call to go back up vents and take a free A bomb site. It's going to be 3-1 though, and of course Excel winning 3 rounds in a row. They can still buy as the smokes come out, but it's going to be Lambert lurking on his lonesome as they can see if they can find weakness towards ramp as well.
Push coming in fast and thick here from Lambert as he will actually get very up close and personal. The angle is being covered by Luzza as well, but one mistake is all it would require to actually give him a potential opener, especially when Haji finds the entry towards the B bomb site like that.
Man advantage now for Envyus. They're going to be rushing down ramp. They can slow this one down though. They can try and see if Excel over-rotate as the grenades come out, but Bose gets the drop onto Lambert. Suddenly went to a 4 versus 4. But then again, this B bomb site is so hard to retake.
Well, Pettyscale playing around vents is like a game of ring around the rosies right now. Wendansky will be able to backtrack, but unfortunately couldn't get out of there fast enough. Falls to Pettyscale. If he peeks out towards A as well, if he finds the frag, he gets Envy in a great spot to actually try and close down this round. But it just depends on who gets the next frag, ideally. Jax will actually find it, takes down Luzza. Boaster works his way through, but Pettyscale will claim that as well. Envyus should be able to get their second round on the board now.
Connor, most likely going to try and save this M4 here. After the contact play from Envyus towards ramp does pay off. They send the smokes towards outside. They leave Lambert there to lurk. The real play coming towards ramp. They get that kill. And then they wait. They allow Haji and Co to throw their utility. They smoke off towards window. They hold towards vent. One of the reasons why the B side is so hard to retake as well, Jack, is the fact that it's very easy for the T's to cut off the rotations. If they hold towards vent, if they can hold towards the lower steps, tight choke points where Excel have to be forced into these awkward scenarios where they are unfavored. Anyway, they're 3-2. That's going to be 2 rounds, 1 in a row now from Envyus on their T side.
Yeah, this is a good spot to be in, actually. Envyus starting to get a bit of momentum. They're connecting rounds together. That's what you need as well. If you can actually connect those rounds together, that's where you can try and find a glimmer of hope. Consistent attacks towards the A-bomb site have been working well. They're actually finding outside control. What can XL do? How can they switch it up to now deny them from getting that outside control so easily?
Round number 6. Again, another buy coming. Oh, actually, no. Apologies. It's only going to be the saved M4 coming out from Connor. Apart from that, will be the full eco across the board. No Kevlar onto Jacob Luzza with Dansko Boaster. Connor still gets the round loss bonus, even though the round was won by Envyus. That's the thing, right? On your T side, if the clock goes down, you don't receive any round loss bonus. And what can happen is the timer ticks away past 0, and if you die past that time, you will receive 0 money.
Yeah. Leaves you in a really horrendous spot. You are not going to want to be left in anytime soon. As this push comes round, trying to take control towards ramp early. Lambert just looking for the entry frags off the back of his AWP. If he can get the pick, they'll be happy with that one.
Information gathered by Lazza towards ramp. They know that there's a play towards ramp. Question is XL going to be over-rotating in towards B? Are they going to be dropping down vents? Are they going to be pushing towards outside, maybe getting towards secret stairs? Smoke coming up from BKL. Is it enough to sell the fake towards B? Or are XL going to stay entrenched towards A?
Flashbang's going over. Petty Skull coming in. As he will actually try and go for a backstab play as well, working his way up the ladder. They should have the drop on him, but it depends on the timing. Not going to work out at all in their favor, as Ace Light has now been swamped by them, and the T's have secured it so easily.
5 versus 2 now. As 20 seconds left, the bomb will be planted. Just going to be Boast and Wendansky now try to play for extra kills, try and get a frag, have the AK drop upon them, save the AK to the next round, save themselves 3.1k. In terms of money. But apart from that, very well played so far from Envyus. Into these buy rounds, they play slow, steady, they do the smokes towards outside, and it leaves XL guessing.
Yeah, XL really struggling right now to actually find themselves and get themselves back together in a good situation off the back of that. They will actually have cash when we get into that next round, but that is where they need to try and find some kind of answer. They can't just allow Envyus to run over them like they have done in the prior couple of rounds.
Into round number 7, it will go 3-3 after 6 rounds being played out. Hadji warming up the hands, see if his aim's warm as well. Wendan's going to fresh PC. Then, of course, with the SSD, all his data and whatnot, all his settings are saved, so there's no real issue there. So how are they going to play their CT sides? Are they going to get aggressive in towards outside? Are they going to try to fight for control towards outside? Are they going to play passive, have Lazza play towards heaven, play towards AC? But let's see as Lambert's going to up the tempo. Goes for the early first frag, but unfortunately whiffs it. And it's still a 5 versus 5.
Oh, there's Connor with the intro frag, though, takes down Hadji. Jax as well, spraying him away with the AK as he will trade it back, leaving them in a 4 versus 4 into this round as the push is coming through. Jacob, hot on his toes, he needs to rotate over and attempt to try and provide some kind of support. VKL through the smoke as well. They're just spamming right now and finding these free kills. No retake is looking mountable at all.
Man advantage for Envyus. XL potentially poised to save here. They've lost 3 rounds in a row. After they lose this one as well, it'll be 4. They'll have the 2.9k round loss bonus, and then 3.4k into the next one as well once they've lost 4 in a row. But then again, if they save here, they're going to have to drop weapons over to Wendansky and Connor. Will they have enough for an AWP? We saw Lazza as well with the M4 this round, as he still has it right out to his grasp, but no kit for the CT side going forward. So there's no chance for the defuse. They will be throwing in the towel and saving. Seems like Envyus has really found their formula. Some rounds, they're up in the pace. Lambert's going for the fast frag towards door. Other rounds, they play very slow, passive. They allow Lambert to try to lurk towards secret stairs, and they send the rest of the battalion towards B or ramp. At what point are we going to be seeing Jacob and co work up or find out, decipher this, and come up with a plan to try counter it? How can they counter the slow style plays?
Yeah. What is going to be the answer there to actually overthrow what is being brought to the table here? Well, only a matter of time will tell, as once again the aggressive burst towards A provides them ultimate success. Apart from Wendansky and Boast are actually firing back this time. They find 2 frags. Jacob as well capitalizes against Hadji, leaving them in a 2v2. They do have rifles to play with. Lazza and Jacob are the remaining CTs in this battle. Lambert has the AWP Petty Skill, armed with the AK. In terms of utility, they have actually scavenged a Molotov and a smoke as well on Lazza.
2 versus 2. Lazza inside the A-main smoke. Once it fades, they're going to be expecting the play coming out from the boy himself when he lands that frag, and that Petty Skill is low. Doesn't quite land up that headshot. And it will be a big 2k coming out from Lazza, so the save rifle is paying dividends going forward. As it will go to the next one. I believe it's 4-3. Could be 5-4. Oh, sorry, 4-4.
Wow.
Would you look at that? 4-4. Round number 9. AWP going to be utilized by Lazza. Going to be seeing kits as well coming out from XL. So a good change so far. Winning that round, having already $2,000 in the bank means $2,000 plus the $3,500 for the round win bonus. Their money's going to be soaring ahead. But let's see if Envyus can get the reset here. This is really going to be ending potentially poorly for XL. But it will be no AWP for Lambert. And we've seen when he has the AWP in his hands, he goes for the audacious plays, the fast early frags. But right now it's going to be the riflers from Envy to make this one a high-octane play.
Working their way through. Jax with the entries. He finds the headshot back towards Windansky. More damage being done as well. Connor will fall short, but it's only one frag he was able to achieve before he perishes, leaving them in a 3v4. Not a great spot once again for XL, especially with the positional play that Lambert has brought to the table, just waiting out here behind this box. Any time he has to go for the peak. Finds one. Ready for the second as well. Will find the spray. Brutal from Lambert there.
Jacob now last alive. 1 versus 4. He's trying to play for the exit kills, but eventually he'll be exited out of the server. Jax finds that final frag. 5-4, and the reset will come to fruition.
Yeah, as he's able to just rip his way through them. Really effective stuff, as he is actually looking effective overall. I mean, Lambert, that was just predominant from him.
Was indeed. And that's the thing as well. He seems like when he has the AWP, he plays very aggressive. When he has the rifle, he plays very passive. A very, very intelligent player. Anyway, they're round number 10, 5-4. It's going to be the single Kevlar buy for Lutz. Apart from that, just upgraded pistols across the board. No one else going to be investing into armor. Envyus, after conceding that round 2 rounds ago, they're going to need one of these rounds versus the Ecos, which is clean. 4 or 5 staying alive, building up their money going forward. They cannot afford to be in a scenario where if they lose that next buy round, their money's reset and they're back to the drawing board.
Oh, kill comes through as Boaster will actually find that CZ frag towards VKL. Pettiscale can trade it back. But nevertheless, this is a round that massively favors them. All Envy need to do is just play that aggressive style they have been playing. I mean, that's why outsides work so well. You have such a big range advantage over what XL can actually play with, especially in a round like this, Nods. Just these CZs, you don't want to get close. Anything but that.
4 versus 4. Even though the manpower is equalized across the 2 teams, you still have to be putting your money onto Envyus. The reason being is they have the firepower, the Kevlar, the utility and whatnot going forward. This will be the play towards outside. Smoke comes out towards A main, which means they can now luck towards lower heaven, or under heaven even, as they clear out all the little nooks and crannies towards outside, trying to see if there's anyone lurking there with the CZ up and close and personal, but instead, Connor towards the vents. You've also got the rotation from ramp as well from XL. They're expecting a B play, and they couldn't be more wrong.
Push coming through as they are going to slip their way in. Let's see what they can actually achieve now. Can they run rampant here? Will they find success? Or will it go incredibly far south? Obviously, they're basically retaking their own upper bomb site, and Jax is in a prime time angle as he's been able to find himself in an elevated spot. It's so easy for them right now. They find all the frags. Connor is the last one left alive. He just has a PD-50 in his hands. Won't be able to do too much. This is going to be a 6th round for Envyus on the board here. Their T-sides looking strong.
Indeed they are. This is going to be Connor now last alive. A very slow, well-thought-out round coming out from Envyus. They did the smoke towards A main. And because there's no one outside for XL, the call was they can go down lower. And obviously, going down lower, they thought they were going to go towards the B side, but instead, a game of rock, paper, scissors. And Lambert called for that A-bomb, so he was correct. 6-4. As after the 3-0 advantage XL had after claiming the pistol, it's all gone in favor of the French side on their T side of Nuke. And this is quite strange. I mean, obviously, the game with Endpoint versus Epsilon earlier on. Endpoint with a 10-5 half on their CT side, and then the game finishing 16-14. So that game really came down to the CT sides from both teams. And right now already, Envyus are on to 6. So is this a problem going forward? I guess time will tell. I mean, notoriously, XL are weak on their CT sides. It's their T sides where they're very drilled, where...
Yeah.
It's strange, really, why that is. Maybe it's the fact that there's a lack of knowing exactly what your partner's doing. Obviously, on the CT side as well, communication is so vital. You play off of each other, you play very fluid, you bounce ideas off each other, but the communication is key. When you do your T sides, if, you know, Jacob from the start of the round will call Cloud9, he'll call whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Every player knows exactly what their role is.
Yep.
From the start of the round to the end of it. Lars is going here with the AWP, he's doing this, he's going to finish off here. Connor's going to be entering towards this part of the map, then he's flashed in here, and this happens, this happens, this happens. It's all systematic. That's the thing. When they have a system, they are a force to be reckoned with. But right now, only 1 win and 4 losses. This is going to be the final time, or the final chance, sorry, for a glimmer of hope into the playoffs.
Well, let's see as we jump back into the action here. VKL going to be setting up for an outside smoke immediately as the rest of his teammates are already in position to burst their way around, take those firefights and see what they can achieve as they smoke off towards Garage. Molotov in as well as they push up.
Flashes towards outside. MP9 going to be for Connor. Again, we're seeing no defuse kits for Excel. Angie will smoke out towards A main, and the same issue arises. The play towards outside. Envyus can now go down towards secret stairs. There's no one from Excel apart from Boaster holding towards Heaven, which is currently smoked off, to really relay any information back to his team.
Yeah, no one is there to actually really help out at all. This is just blind from either side.
Good play there from Excel. They're getting counter information. The push coming up from Ramp from Jacob as well. Connor, Wendansky push in towards Hop, but not before Petiscal is towards Heaven. And now this gets so confusing. Is Envyus down secret stairs towards B? Is Envyus under Heaven towards Heaven? Are they going towards the upper site? Right now, Excel must be so confused.
Exactly. As the situation they're in has starved them from any information at all. Luckily, Boaster actually got out of position before Petiscal could spot him out. Does go for the peek, though. Ooh, this is awkward as well, as they get a little bit stuck on each other as they overreact. So they slow it down for the meantime. Boaster actually given the opportunity to peek through, finds one. Connor as well, gets that kill with VKL. Wendansky comes into effect. It's all on Petiscal and Lamb, but Petiscal can find the wallbang and the headshot on towards Jacob. So at least it's a 2v2 now.
2 versus 2. Molotov going to go out towards Hop, try and see if he can allow the bomb to go down as Lambert will plant it, but the after-plant positions aren't the best as Lambert is stuck towards default.
Yeah, horrible spot to be in. Luckily, they do have utility, those Snods, as this push is coming back through, but they don't have the kit. They have no time to play with, so they need to do it instantly, as they are going to be pushing back through. Connor takes control towards Hut as he slowly makes his way around, trying to draw their fire and draw their attention on him to give Bluzzer the opportunity with the AWP, but both kills go the way of the T's. They lock it down.
7-4. Once again, another round claimed by the French side, as ever since we got into the buy rounds here, Jack, things have gone south for Excel. Again, though, it's a very slow, steady round coming out from the likes of Envyus. A complete lack of information towards outside from Excel forces. I don't want to say panic. Obviously, they played it very well. They went for the double push towards Hut. They pushed from ramp as well. Jacob was there. And they had a 3-man push towards Hut. And the problem was, if you see no one in towards Hut, and you know they could be towards secret stairs, you're going to be expecting that B play. But once again, Envyus, they understand that Excel are maybe doing poor rotations, they're finding weaknesses into the sites, and they're claiming advantages off of all of it.
Yeah. This has really been a little bit awkward for either side, really, and how the way some of these rounds have developed. Right now, Envyus, though, looking strong as they hold their default.
I think that's crazy as well, Jack, is Envyus are able to deny any information from Excel towards the outside portion of the map of one smoke towards their main.
Yep.
That's all it is.
That's what's crazy as well. Just the fact that there is no contest towards outside. Sure, you've got the range advantage, but still, they need to put up some kind of a fight.
So, it's going to be the Eco coming out from Excel. No one investing into armor or Kevlar or anything of that sort. It's going to be Deagle for Wendansky, 3 CZs as well, and Luz are going to be Wood in the USP, potentially going to be bringing out the AWP to the next buy round. And if he does, is that AWP going to be utilized towards Garage, towards outside, maybe go towards secret stairs at the start of the round, try counter the wall of smokes towards outside? But I guess only time will tell.
Well, Connor finds that kill with the CZ. VKL trades it back, though, as he pops his head off with the AK-47, leaving them in a 3 versus 4. Map control is being encroached upon as well. Lazar spots out VKL, but obviously that USP not going to be too effective against the Kalashnikov he had armed and faced towards him.
2 versus 4 now. Obviously, no Kevlar for the side of Excel. They just want to play for extra kills. See if Boaster can salvage an AK or something and bring that into the next round, obviously. If you save an AK here, what's big is you save yourself $3,100, which means full investment into defuse kits, which we haven't been seeing so far from Excel. Full utility, Molotov smokes and whatnot. Nevertheless, the story ends the same. It's going to be another round claimed by Envyus. 8-4 now. After being in a 0-3 deficit, as soon as we got into the buy rounds, they've been really showing their different level of caliber and skill.
Oh yeah, they've been looking good in these buy rounds. Very clean, very strong, very dominant. Going for slow rounds, just being able to find frags across the board.
So, is there going to be an AWP now for Excel? And if there is, it's going to be played towards outside. And unfortunately, no AWP so far from Excel. How are they going to combat that? Smoke towards outside, play close with your rifles. Or are you going to keep playing so passive that Envyus is taking advantage of you?
Ooh, Petiscal trying to go for the vent burst there as well, as he wanted to get down fast towards that B bomb site. Is not going to prove fruitful for them, as they actually do get taken down. It was a frivolous attempt as they find the initial frag.
Here's the aggression I wanted to see. Boaster pushing towards outside. Now they have control of outside and towards A main and Hart. Surely they know it's going to be a B play. Rotations towards B long or B short outside vent, outside the double doors. Or can Boaster come in from behind and make it a 5 versus 3 and take away any chance for Envyus?
Well, Boaster in the rear. Up to his old tricks as per usual. Let's see if it will actually be successful for him though into this attempt as he makes his way around. Hadji will fall short as he goes down to his M4, leaving just 3 remaining troublesome terrorists on that side of Envyus.
Retake now on the cards for XL. 4 versus 3, they have the advantages. They have a kill onto Boaster, they have good utility, flashbangs, and Molotov, a smoke as well. This is their best chance.
Oh, but is it as good as it's going to get? VKL with a double kill. Jacob fires back, takes him down, at least subdues the beast for the meantime. But it's on Jax and Lambert. They are spread fairly thin, playing from different angles. Lambert from close ramp here gets a headshot on Jacob, though essentially has secured the round for them. Connor pushes in, but goes down.
Yeah, 4-9 now. Only one buy round was able to be won from the side of XL, and that was the round where they had 3 CZs and 2 M4s. It wasn't even a full round at that. 4-9, and Jacob's correct. There's a 5 versus 3, and somehow the B site's given up for free. Boaster's pushed towards outside, and yet no one's rotated towards B. They've given up the site for free. They play for retake, but there's 2 good after-plant positions from Envyus, and VKL there was a star performer into that round. Denied the retake from Decon, and basically ended any chance for XL. That was the best round they've had so far.
Yeah, unfortunately it went down the way it did, as obviously leaves them now in a horrendous spot. XL, what can they actually do with these FAMASs that they've brought to the table? 1 mag 7 on Connor as well, but a ton of utility.
Exactly. Kit there for Boaster. Windansky Molotov out from Venas to drop down and play more passive. As Luz is rotated towards B as well. Lambert towards Heaven. That's such a good position here. Jax will find the frag onto Jacob, and they're finding these kills 1 by 1. And there's still 2 players towards B from XL. If Envyus pounce on the A side right now, there's going to be such a weak defense here.
Well, they're actually going to make that call, though. Will that be the order of the day? Windansky working his way back round, peeks round, but he peeks into his own demise as the AK was waiting on the receiving end to punish him. Luzzer in position as well, hungry to try and trade it back if they do extend around and encroach into his portion of the map, but it will still be a hard-fought fight.
Oh. The timing there as he changes the angle for his crosshair just as Pedescal peaked. 5 versus 2, a 4 spy. That's looking rather lackluster right now, Jack. 5 versus 2, the bomb is down. There's a kit for Boaster, but apart from that, a mag 7 to try and make this retake happen.
Well, Connor, a weapon that can be deadly, really does have a lot of stopping power behind it, but unfortunately he won't find that free frag this time. Boaster was able to get away and save securely towards CT spawn. That is going to be the 10th round for Envyus, though. And they're probably going to be looking for an 11-4 half as well. So XL, they're not out of the woods just yet.
It's going to be double digits now for Envyus. Gonna rise up to 10 rounds. Pedescal on 16 frags. Hadji on 3, something you don't really expect. Uses the Hadji and Jax combo, demolishing sites. But then again, it's XL on the CT side, notoriously weak. Their T side is usually stellar. And are we going to be seeing a revitalized XL onto the T side? But then again, there's a big question mark against that second half pistol round.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot on the line when we actually do get into that sort of situation. Obviously, if we actually see an 11-round half from Envyus as well, you're going to take that into effect. Those extra 3 rounds they're going to get, they're going to be so close.
Oh, 40-4, 10-round advantage. You're on your T side. Eventually you're going to get 1 round where Hadji, Jax, Pedescal's on fire right now. They're going to have an individual round where they win it, and the game's over.
Yeah.
10-4. This is a big final round. And the problem is it's not going to be a big buy from XL. They took the risk to invest into round number 14, and they're going to invest again into round number 15. Usually what we'd probably see, Jack, is teams maybe go for a save into the last round, so they can have a full buy in the 14th round, so they can have a full buy into the 15th round. So eco the last one, full buy this one. Problem is, XL feel desperate to gain rounds, and that's a worrying sign going forward.
I mean, you just heard Jacob there as well, saying we need to try and make that play towards Hut. Obviously, a lot on the line for them. They know they need to try and do something a little bit different, as what they have been running continuously has not been working.
We've seen a lobby crunch. 2 towards Hut, 1 towards ramp. And it worked. They got information. But it was Laz's M4 that won them the round. And Jacob as well, he realizes the importance of having control of Hut. Once you know that they're not towards lobby, they're going to be pushed up towards ramp, they're going to be pushed up towards outside, towards secret, potentially towards A main. So it gives you more of a, it paints the canvas for you as to where they could be.
Yeah, paints a real pretty picture. But let's see how this one will go anyway as they try and take control towards backsteps instantly. As per usual, they have somehow just been completely given what they want in terms of map control. Lazar will also lose his face as Jax finds the entry with the AK. So B-site control is basically in their hands.
Coming down fence fast. Windanski the rotation gets modded off, gets eventually finished off as well by Hadje. Boast gets caught off guard by VKL. It's all crumbling for Excel.
Yeah, not really going the way they wanted it to, I imagine, into this last round, especially off the back of them having a pause to try and duke it out and decide what they wanted to change up. All still looks very bog standard for them.
Does indeed. So, it's going to finish 11-4 unless Jacob, he has got a kill actually in an AK with 100 HP. If he can pull off an incredible feat, but the likely scenario does occur. Hadji takes him out. 11-4, now this really is an important second half pistol. If Envyus can try and make this 1-for-1 in terms of pistols, this could be a very fast third map. But then again, we've seen how good XL can be on these pistol rounds. Highly skilled, you know, Connor, Lazar, Boast as well as his moments. These players are great individual players, and can they show that now? Can they shine when they need to? Because if they lose this matchup here, Jack, it's pretty much as good as done.
Oh, so I mean, they're basically going to be giving this game up if they...
Oh, the whole League Series up. They can't make playoffs.
Yeah, true.
And imagine that as well. You're one of the only teams that's stuck together. Let's have a think. Were they the only UK team that's stuck together?
Yes.
Endpoint changed. Envyus changed. Reason obviously changed. Method changed as well. Yeah, so they were the only team that stayed together. And they've actually fallen short. They had the top 4 finish last season. They had that one map, if you remember, on Inferno, when everyone went crazy for them winning that matchup in the semi-finals.
Yep.
And into Season 2, keeping the same roster, ironically, they're the ones that are lacking that team chemistry.
Yeah, couldn't get it together, couldn't find the communication that needed to work for them. Obviously now on their T side as well, communication is going to be key to success. Let's see how it'll work as they go for the old Nilzinho strat.
Yeah, the play from Heart, let's see. Hadji isn't even smoked off though. It's a poor smoke, which means he can just line them up.
Oh, easy frags coming through. Hadji's going to get one, ready for more, but Boaster's actually really blooded them up as he takes them down. Jax, though, swinging left and right as he starts to land these combos. Will get them into a fairly weakened position. They are stunted. Pettyscale could recover the round as he finds the flick like an absolute madman. Brings it into a 1 versus 1 against Jacob. Jacob forced to plant the bomb now. 44 HP. Smoke goes out. He peeks round. He will get tagged down incredibly low. It's actually the decoy as well. Pettyscale, look how low he is. He's got him on 14 HP. It's just one more tag to execute him. Can he do it? He's not really being given the opportunity. Will peek through. Finds the kill. And that will be the opening pistol round for Envyus, meaning they should be able to close this one out incredibly quickly.
Failed smoke there towards their main allowed Hadji to have full vision as the players exited towards Hut. And Hadji finds that 1 kill, goes 1 for 1. Jax with an incredible round there, finds 2 crucial kills. Then, of course, you can't deny it from him. Pettyscale with the 1 versus 3.
The first 2 frags was absolute filth.
Disgusting. Yeah, so it's going to be what? 12-4. Bomb wasn't planted as well. Jacob didn't put it down, which means it's probably going to have to be a force. It's probably going to have to be a force for the rest of this game.
Jacob planted.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go then. They will have extra cash, which means they're going to be going for the eco into this one, so they can buy up into round number 18. So we're going to be looking at a 13-4 scoreline, and then from there the AKs come out for Excel. This is going to have to be one drilled T-half.
Oh, 2 kills from VKL already though with the SMG. Jax as well, also coming back through. Hadji with the MP9 will strike. Jacob's actually been able to slip down towards the B-bomb site. Oh, he's going for the old stealthy B plant. And he might actually be able to get away with this as well. He's pulled a fast one, pulled the wall over their eyes, and he gets away with a free plant.
13-4, 2 plants back to back, and that might mean enough for Lazar now going forward as well for an AWP if he wants to bring that one out into his T side. But then again, of course, the new restructured change of face XL T side, they prefer Lazar down the AK to have that explosive entry power. So it begins the first buy round of the second half. From XL as well, they like the drilled strats, right? Are they going to go for set plays from the get-go in the freeze time, right? Call for a wall of smokes towards outside into a B take. Potential for a fast upper execution, even a default, who knows? As right now we're about to find out. Smokes come out towards outside. I believe it is the wall of smokes. Actually, no. They are missing one.
Lazar was late, real late from spawn for some reason. So that could always come back to affect them.
Smokes go towards outside, but the real play from Excel is towards ramp. Lambert gets caught off guard by Boaster. Now we're going to be seeing a man advantage and the advantage as well for Excel.
Yeah, they take their control towards ramp as well as they're going to storm their way down, actually slip in, trying to lock this down on a B-bomb site. Hadji with a play. Oh, Boaster left on 2 HP. Jacob going to slay Jax as well as it just falls in towards VKL and Petty's got to actually try and clutch this out. This is not a great spot to be in for Envy. XL definitely switching it up and it's come and paid off for them.
May as well to save here if you are Pettiscan and VKL. Then again, the money will be low for Excel, so each kill could be impactful in terms of whittling down and damaging the T-side economy. As Pettiscan is holding towards ramp, holding the off angle, hoping he can find these entry frags, but actually Verdansk will get that kill. VKL finds one though, but only one at that. As it will go 13-5, and now there is potential life for Excel. They're 8 rounds down, but is there a chance?
Well, it depends, Nods. If they can try and play with confidence, try and continue this. This is the thing as well for XL. Try and switch it up a little bit. Play with a wolf pack, try and take those aim battles. On that T side, you know you have a lot of really aggressive, powerful riflers. You can try and find these opening frags. Connor and Lazar as well. They should be the two that we expect to see getting these massive openings.
Yeah, I remember, you know, Season 1, how we introduced those two players was, it was like a 1-2 punch combo. Connor's like your jab, and then, you know, the right cross comes in. Lazar, the curly-haired man himself, does the damage with the AK. He's that player that comes into the site, so basically picks up the 2K, the 3K spray downs, or finds those kills as the players are defending on the sites. Once again, those smokes come out towards outside. Boaster lurking again on his lonesome. It will be round number 19. Again, though, the buy coming up for Envyus after claiming that pistol round victory.
They have taken a bit of map control as they slowly made their play down towards this A site. Oh, Jacob as well, just spamming, trying to pop those skylights, see if he can actually provide himself a little bit of leeway to get those late round flashes and smokes through. Which could be the Molotov he sets up for as well. Just the one. There's no support from his teammates for this play. Oh, no.
Collateral! Heartbreaking now for Excel as they're going to be potentially reset after claiming their one buy-round victory. Yeah. And a massive collat comes out from Lambert towards ramp. This changes everything. A massive span of the works has been thrown in now. How do Excel try and pick themselves up from their massive 2-man loss?
So you basically lost the round at this point. It's going to be so hard for them to try and claw it back. They really need to invest even more so on what they do normally. And still a further tag there from Lambert. Pettyskull will find that free kill on the weakened JKM. And it's all up to Boaster and Connor. Boaster, 44 HP to play with as well. He is actually down towards the B-bomb site, but he's going to have to make a ton of noise to try and peek out. Instead, peeks from window. But even then, anything he does will not be a really effective play into this round. As Envyus should be able to find this one. Yeah, you can try and go for it.
Yeah, for the vlog.
Put a butcher play. There you go. Loves it.
Get your boasties. As you will get, you know, consolation knife kill, but apart from that, it will be the 1.5k at that. Going to try and save the up next round.
Oh, he's risking it a bit. He does peek back and find that frag on towards VKL. Oh, he wants more as well, as he is going to go back and try and get a further frag, which he does. Takes down Hadji.
Don't die after time.
Yeah, this is where it goes wrong, and he throws it away.
And there goes the AWP. There goes the runner's bonus. He's going to have zero cash. And no cash. Your card has been denied.
Yeah. Oh, he looks sad.
He does. This is the thing, you know, you always feel bad for him when he's looking sad, because he's that player. I mean, even in the warm-up, he was screaming, trying to get hyped. When they won the knife round, he was roaring across the whole arena. And right now, it's rather a somber tone towards the XL camp.
Yeah, not really feeling the hype right now. His damage is being done. So obviously, straight into this one, VKL actually finds the headshot on towards Boaster. Hadji and Co are still alive and kicking as well. Outside control is hot right now, but can they actually slow him down?
VKL the first kill, but dinked down low to just 11 HP. 5 versus 4, 1 minute 25 left on the clock, and the bomb is towards T-spawn. So, for Excel, with the man deficit, do they try to play across the map, have each player try to get that one kill, try and push and see if they can land a frag, open up a site, get some entries here, get some information? Are Envyus going to get aggressive here, try and push and see where the remainder of the 4 players from Excel are? Or are they going to sit back and wait for Excel to make that decision?
Well, their hand is forced into the round so far as they need to push in. They have to make the play off the back of themselves. Let's see if they can actually get success here, though. Petty's got a cheeky little off angle. Oh, he fakes Connor in to get the execute on his own teammate. Irish and Irish warfare there. Not really the way you want this to go, as it falls back into Luzza and Connor as this last remaining duo to try and deny them from getting match point. Luzza going to try and take the wins out that are holding towards Vent, just trying to hold it down. The War Peak comes in, Luzza being a little bit panicked, forced to pull back, actually extends round, but peeks into 2 CTs at once, and it is melted under the pressure.
Yeah, desperate times, Jack, call for desperate measures. Rushes in towards Vent, hopes for the glory of that 2K, but unfortunately, only the victory is going to be in the court of Envyus. 15-5, 10 round advantages, 10 match points, and map points, and tournament points as well. If Excel can't bring this one back 10 rounds in a row, they'll be out of the runnings for playoffs.
They will be. They'll be down and out, they'll be sad, they'll be broken, they would have lost it all.
Exactly.
But let's see how it will go as the reinvestment comes back through. Their last-ditch attempt to what potentially could be the final round here is weak.
Yes, this is a nice storyline as well, the narrative into next week of the Epsilon versus Envyus game. But of course, are we counting Excel out too early?
Well, let's wait and see, as they do have those upgraded pistols to play with. Jacob as well in the elevated angle. Could try and get a sly strike off, but instead VKL will dispatch him, swats him out of the air.
5 versus 4. Haji spots that Windansky, goes for the reface as well, potentially too overconfident as Connor as well chimes in. 4 versus 3, suddenly out the middle of nowhere.
They're finally killing blows with these upgraded pistol snobs. They're actually starting to make some kind of dent against Envyus. Windansky as well kills Jack, so it's all on VKL and Lambert. Lambert forced to retake towards B site with the AWP. This could be awkward for him unless he finds great success very soon as this push comes round. Trying to see what he can actually achieve. Obviously, no one close by on the site. Timing could be awful, but Connor peeks towards him. Look how low Windansky and Luzza are. If they give this opportunity to VKL, that's where it goes south, but luckily Luzza stops him in his tracks. Lambert basically just needs to save at this point, try and close it out into the next round.
Precisely that. Try and get away scot-free, save the orbit to the next one. But unfortunately, we'll be taken down. So 16-5, so that's 1 out of 10 rounds required for the comeback to happen and to force overtime. But it's such a mountain to climb, isn't it? At this point, you do have to take it round by round and step by step and cool by cool, essentially, from Jacob. So, how much money have Envyus got left? Do they have enough in the tank to try and force out another strong buy? Are they going to go for a save? Are they going to get overzealous and force buy after force buy and potentially give room for excellence in this one? But actually, the buy will be decent. Haji, of course, he loves his SMGs. He loves the MAC-10, loves the MP9. And surrounding him will be 4 rifles as well, but a lack of kits and a lack of utility as well. No more Molotovs for Envyus as the Molotov does fade away towards Hub.
Jack's pushing in close and aggressive, though. Finds that headshot Windansky. That is the game-changing opener. Unfortunately, he isn't able to retreat, though. Petyscale as well overextends out. They are giving themselves away into this matchup. They are offering success to Excel.
Good rotation from VKL. Is it well timed and is it well executed though? Gets 1, but eventually gets traded out. 2 versus 2. Luzza has the bomb. Lambert is towards Vent, but actually expects him to go back towards the A site. He's anticipating the A play.
Oh, he now realizes it is going to be B. Jacob's got a long rotate. As V peeks through, if he finds Luzza, maybe there's potential. Jacob only just arriving on the scene. He's in the elevated angle, but Luzza will find the AK.
7-5. 2 out of the 10 rounds now claimed from Excel as they still have 8 more to try and conquer versus the French side. Obviously, we saw... we've seen Envyus throw a big lead before, if you remember the semi-finals, versus the Old Prophecy team.
Yeah.
I think that was 14-5, 14-6. No, it was worse than that. It's 14-4. Because Prophecy won 16 rounds in a row. And anyway,
we've seen it happen.
We have seen it happen indeed. But anyway, will they come back to haunt them? You would hope they would have learned from their mistakes. But as their mistakes have led to an eco, it's going to be potentially another round here for Excel. And suddenly we get into the realm of possibility. If this goes 8-15, 7 rounds in a row, the money's low for Envyus. If they can keep winning those buy rounds, forcing out ecos, forcing out, you know, quasi-buys with CZ, Kevlars, essentially 2 for 1. You win versus a buy round, you get a, a point. You then have a big advantage versus the low utility, low firepower CZ Kevlar buys. Again, a second point. So, you know, it could only be 3 or 4 gun rounds actually separating these 2 teams in reality.
Could very well be. But let's see if that is going to be the case right now when we work our way back through. Obviously, Envyus, they will be able to get a rebuy out soon. They can get themselves into a good position. They just need to try and play their own game right now. and not get too washed away, not get forced into these scenarios where they overinvest every round and don't give themselves a chance to rebuild.
So, let's see what happens. There's 30 seconds left. Molly comes out towards Vent. Very clean-cut round, as it should be poised for an XL victory. Obviously, on the retake, no Kevlar, no utility. Just going to be upgraded pistols with the 3 of these players as well. No real charge for the side of Envy.
Oh, damage is being done. Loza finds that kill towards Jack. Switched out to the AWP, but couldn't actually get the shot off Lambert. Nevertheless, will still fall to Boaster. Haji getting out of there. Absolutely terrified, trembling in his boots.
Round number 24. After this bomb is eventually expired, but actually will be the kill coming out from Jacob. And you can hear the applaud as well from his second cousin, I believe it is, Tom Deacon. Oh, first cousin. First cousin, there you go. The more you know. Oh, no, it is second, okay. Well, I don't know.
It's not a game.
He's giving me 2 fingers, and I'm thinking, is that second cousin, or is he just, does he not like me?
Look, if Tom's giving you 2 fingers, you keep that to yourself.
Anyway. 8 to 15. 7 rounds now required for XL. They've got 3 out of 10. This is going to be round number 24. No AWPs again for Envyus. I always wanted to see where they invest too heavily into these half-buys and ecos. No kits as well. We saw players with Deagles, with CZs. That CZ is $500. That defuse kit as well as 400, Jack. And right now they're going to be lacking the defuse kit. But let's see. Only 1 smoke left for Lambert. 2 flashbangs, no Molotovs, and there's still a minute 25 left on the clock.
Well, let's see what they can actually achieve then with the little time they have remaining as the push will come round. Slow and steady will win the race here for XL, as it's been proven successful in the past. They can try and go for these late round bursts, try and lock it down then, and that's when they're actually finding a massive amount of success. Even when Envy are going for these audacious early round plays, they clutch it out in the late round. Is that going to happen again though? Jax, it's a prime time angle. It can work out so well, especially if they flood in like this, but you can see the paranoia. Luckily, he readjusted the correct time. It's all on Laza, a 1v3. He has the AWP to play with, 50 seconds on the clock as well, but the bomb is down, massively out of his control. Jax, Pettisco and Lambert are all still alive and kicking on that CT side as well. This is going to be horrendous for Laza. Finds one, punishes Jax, ready for more as he is just going for pot shots right now.
For the tournament life here, for a chance at the playoffs, it's going to be 30 seconds left. He has the AWP. Molotov lacks the bomb though, and the bomb is in the possession and gaze of these players right now as he expects to play above hut.
Oh, goes for the no-scope. Gets spammed towards. Will actually switch back to the weapon. Obviously, he now knows officially of their location. But Lambert finds the frag. It is going to be a 16-8 scoreline. They lock it down. Envyus take the victory here over XL. XL going to be heartbroken.
Yeah, after the first season being the only UK team that was in the playoffs, it's going to be 5 losses and 1 victory for XL, a former team that was poised as one of the best in the UK, and now they've fallen short multiple times. And for Envyus, suddenly there's new life as to, can they make top 4? Can they have this win versus Epsilon next week and secure spot number 4?
Yeah, what can they do there really? 16-8 scoreline as they get closed out there. XL, look, you can see everyone very somber, very upset as the players will come back through. Absolutely demolishing stuff there from Envyus though. Strong as ever, but for now, let's head back on over to the desk with Tom.
Thank you very much to Snods and Jackie. We are not done for the day. We've got one more match to bring you, and I'm not ashamed to say it's the one I've been looking forward to the most. Method took a hell of a beating last week against Endpoint, and they'll be looking to make amends for that by dishing out the same to league leaders Reason Gaming. Not an easy feat by any means. This is the pick of the bunch for a reason. We'll be back at 8:30 to bring you a sumptuous slice of CS action with Game 4. We've already had 3 games that light up the arena today. This next one is guaranteed to do the same. We'll see you then.